Hi everyone and welcome back to our Facebook Live session. I'm here today with Professor Rory O'Connell. He's the Director of the Transitional Justice Institute here at Ulster University. Rory, welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Can we just begin, if you could tell us briefly about the Transitional Justice Institute and what you do?
Sure. So the Transitional Justice Institute is a law-led research centre here at Ulster University examining themes of transitional justice.
Okay.
Right, so transitional justice is how do legal systems deal with the transition from either an oppressive regime
Okay.
or from a state of conflict. And TJI was set up in 2003 to reflect on the lessons of Northern Ireland's legal system and society emerging from our conflict after the peace agreement in 1998.
And can you tell us a little bit more about the LLM courses within the Institute?
Yeah. So as part of our education activities, we have two master's courses, one on human rights law and transitional justice, and one on gender, conflict, and human rights.
Okay.
And we're one of the few places in the UK or Ireland that offer these subjects. There's very few places that offer an LLM in gender and human rights, for instance,
Yes.
and there's only a handful of other places that offer a master's degree in transitional justice. And of course, the advantage of studying these in Northern Ireland is that you get to study these topics in a post-conflict society,
Yes.
a society that is still grappling with the aftermath of 30 years of conflict. And so you get to study these topics not in a purely academic setting, but in a wider setting where you can actually see transitional justice, human rights, issues of gender inequality, post-conflict work all being acted out.
Yeah, fantastic.
And even if anyone takes a look at the news from Northern Ireland on any given day, such as today, you'll almost always find something related to how we're still dealing with the aftermath of the conflict here in the north.
Yeah, so they're certainly very unique courses as well. Yeah, definitely. And can you tell us a little bit about the class size or the typical class size for each course?
Yeah. So these master's courses are all research-led,
Okay.
so that's important to say because you're being taught by the people who are writing the books. We have people like Catherine O'Rourke, who's written a book on gender and transitional justice. Her second book is coming out soon. We have people like Siobhan Wills, who's written the leading text on peacekeeping. We have people like Kath Collins, who's written several textbooks on transitional justice in Latin America. So you're taught really by the people who are literally writing the books,
Yes.
and we're all extremely involved also in civil society and wider activism. Our class sizes, they vary, but a typical class size would be 10 to 15, with maybe our compulsory modules being 20 to 30.
Okay.
But we would have a fair degree of optional modules every year. And in those, the average class size would be maybe 10 to 15.
Okay, fantastic. And can you tell us, are the courses typically exam or coursework based?
Key part of the ethos of the master's programs is that they are about developing research skills.
Okay.
So it's 100% coursework.
Okay.
For every module, you have to do an assessed essay in which you're encouraged to develop your research skills, your critical thinking skills, your writing skills, and all of this builds up to the dissertation, which is about 15,000 words and is worth 1/3 of the overall master's program.
Okay, fantastic. And are there any placement opportunities available?
We try to facilitate placements for our students every year. So our students have done a lot of volunteer work with, for instance, the Human Rights Consortium, Northern Ireland Council for Ethnic Minorities. We've had students who've been successful in getting competitive placements with the Northern Ireland Human Rights Commission.
Okay, fantastic. So plenty of opportunity there for students, absolutely. And can you tell us about the types of students that the courses typically attract?
One of the great strengths of our master's program is that really it's an opportunity for all of us to learn from each other.
Yes.
So it's not a top-down hierarchical model of learning. And we have students from quite different backgrounds.
Okay.
And different in several ways. So we're a law degree, but as is typical of human rights programs, we accept people with backgrounds in politics, humanities, social sciences, the arts. So we have a good interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary mix of students, but we also have a great mix of students with different backgrounds. So we have some students who are coming to us straight on the back of an undergraduate degree.
Okay.
Across the different disciplines. But then we have many other people who are also coming to study with us who have worked in the community and voluntary sector, for instance, or in the public sector,
Okay.
or in politics. And who all of these people in their diversity, they bring great richness to the learning experience.
Absolutely, it's a really great diversity there.
Yeah.
And what do students typically progress on to do after the course?
Yeah, well, so students go on to do a range of different activities, and many of them still want to develop their career. For instance, we have one who went on to work as a paralegal with the Constitutional Court of South Africa before securing posts with a prestigious law firm here in Northern Ireland. We have other students who've gone on, for instance, to work with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, or have gone on to work with community and voluntary groups here in Northern Ireland.
Wow, fantastic. So again, so much opportunity for students, so much opportunity. And can you tell us a little bit about the TJI scholarship as well?
Yes, so this year we have an additional scholarship just for students on these two programs, which is worth £1,000, and it will be given to a student who articulates how they will use the learning opportunity in order to benefit their community.
Fantastic, that's great. And we will link to the scholarship in the notes as well. Thank you again, Rory, for coming in to speak to us, and thank you for watching. If you've got any further questions, please feel free to comment below or send us an email. That's at global@ulster.sc.uk. Thank you.